Hello students, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. This is Vinita, Assistant Professor. Today we are going to study about the mulberry diseases and the pest. So, you may have a question that what is the use of studying the mulberry diseases? So, if any disease is caused to the mulberry, what will happen? The leaf yield will be decreases, right? So, mulberry is the main food source for the silkworm. So, if the food of the mulberry leaves get distracted, or if there is any deviation in the good yield of the mulberry, what will happen? You cannot obtain the good silk, and due to which the health of the silkworm will decrease and also the good rearing will be decreased. So, it is very important to know what are the diseases and what is the causative organisms causing these diseases, and also maybe you can think that bacteria, fungi, viruses and mycoplasma like organisms will affect this mulberry leaves to get the diseases. So, what is the objective of our study today? So, if you study these mulberry diseases, today you will be going to learn what are the diseases and what are the causative organisms, what is its control method, and also what is the symptoms appearing in these diseases. So, due to this you can increase the leaf quality and also quantity, good yield. So, what are the today? First, there are mostly level to 12 types of diseases. So, today you are discussing 5 diseases. First is leaf blight, second is mosaic disease, third is dwarf disease, fourth is leaf spot disease, fourth is powder mildew diseases. So, first coming to bacterial leaf blight. So, first you will know what is the pathogen. Here the pathogen which is causing this bacterial leaf blight is Pseudomonas monis and Pseudomonas syringae and Xanthomonas species. Okay. How it will occur? It will be occurring through airborne disease or also by soil-borne disease. So, it is most common in rainy and winter season. Here 5 to 10% of crop will be lost if plant gets this leaf blight diseases. Got it? So, what is the symptoms? Here what will happen if a plant is infected with the leaf blight disease? A numerous small water droplet like means irregular water soaked patches will be appearing on your leaf, due to which the spots later will become the brown in color, due to which the leaf will curl, they will be rot and they will fall off prematurely. When the leaf fall off prematurely, what will happen? The yield of the mulberry plant will be decreased, and also the veins, petioles and young shoot may also get infected. Here what are the factors responsible here? Here for factors which are responsible are high temperature, high humidity. It is a bacterial infection, right? If there is a lot of humidity, what will happen? The growth of the bacteria also increases. So, they will be also spreading through irrigation and your practical cultivation, and also rainy season will also favors this condition. So, you have to keep one thing in mind that first primary organism which is causing, means what is the causative infection transmission is soil. Soil is the primary transmission agent. Secondary is your irrigation and also your practical cultivational practices, which we have already discussed in your previous classes. Okay, these two are very important in transmission. So, you have to know what are the control measure. So, first if you see, first you have to daily observe the mulberry plant cultivation, because if you don't see in the first stage, what will it become? I said that first they will be appear in the numerous very small spots, but if you don't see it and if you don't take good care, what will happen? The spots will be increased and it will leads to low yield, right? So, first you have to, if you first see the infection thing, what you will do? You will first uproot it, means which you will remove the plant and you will just burn it. After that, you have to maintain, while planting you have to follow through paired row planting system. I have already explained it, right? Paired row planting system is very important, and proper spacing is important, and the proper sunlight and proper field sanitation is very important. Mostly you will be spraying streptomycin or diathyn M450 for 0.2 concentration. Okay, and also some fungicides like mancozeb you can also use it for spraying it, due to which what will happen, the death of this bacteria will take place. So first organism or first disease which you have studied is blight, leaf blight. Second is mosaic disease. What do you know about mosaic disease? When someone say mosaic, you will get idea of yellow and it will be caused by viruses, right? You are correct. Here the causative disease or the infection is spreading through viruses, and occurrence is, it will occur mainly during the rainy season. And also, what is the main causative here? Due to the grafting. If the graft contain infection vector, it will be causing, right? So crop loss, half of your crop will be lost when a plant is affected with the mosaic disease. Got it? So what is the symptoms and spread? So yellow mosaic like structures will be appearing. See here leaf, when you see the leaf, you can see the patch appearance of the leaf, right, where the leaves are curling inwards, mostly at your margins, right? So here what will happen, when the leaf become yellow and the patches appear and leaf margin will turn inwards, the leaf size will decrease, also the quantity and quality of the leaf will be decreased in your mosaic disease. And when it decreases, you can easily say that due to this only nutrition value also decreased, that is the result of leaf curling. Next, what are the factors responsible for spreading? Here the transmission is mostly through the grafts. What is meant by graft? You will use two different plants to produce a perfect plant which will yield good, right? Grafting is a very good procedure, but if you use the graft which has the infected vector or the vector which is carrying the viruses, what will happen? It will help in transferring of your infection from one plant to another plant. If your infection get transmitted, what you will do? You have to spray some chemicals. Chemical method is also not very good, right? So prevention is better than cure. So before grafting, you have to check whether the plant was getted infected or not, whether it is a virus free or not. When going to tissue culture, you will take the which tissue? Any idea? Maybe while doing tissue culture, you have the idea that you are taking one tissue. What is the tissue? Meristematic tissue, okay, because it will grow continuously, mostly it will be virus free. You won't take mostly from shoot system or root system, but you will take the meristem tissue of your plant to do the plant tissue culture. In the same way, you have to take the graft which is virus free, and it should be insect vector free also. Mostly what is the climate which is very favorable here is rainy season is very favorable. What are control measures? Same, you have to take paired row system, and also you have to uproot the plant which is affected and you should burn it, and proper spacing should be present, proper sunlighting should be present, and before grafting you have to see whether the plant got infected or not, and also some you have to maintain proper yield and also sanitation. And regular monitoring is very important, because if you don't regularly monitor, what will happen? You don't know at the first symptoms, then you will just allow it. So what will happen? The disease will be spread throughout the plants and it will decrease your yield. So while cultivating mulberry, it's like you are growing one small child, taking care of the small baby, okay? Mulberry plant should be taken care very neatly, okay? Your third disease is dwarf disease. Here, this will be caused by mycoplasma like organism. Here, causative organism we can call as MLO. MLO means mycoplasma like organism, right? Here, what is the occurrence? It is common in mulberry plantation during warm season and spread mainly through grafting and leafhopper insects. Here also what they are saying, it will be caused due to the grafting. I have already said grafting means using two different plant stems or the tissue which is very actively multiplying, you will just graft it, but you have to see whether while you are grafting, the knife which you are using for grafting is clean or not, and proper handling. You should use neat hands. So what will happen, even if your hands are not good, if it is not sanitized, what will happen? Maybe the viruses or the bacteria which is present on your hands may get infected to your plants. So it will also reduce the plant growth and also leaf production, and also affect the leaf quality. Got it? Coming to symptoms, here what will happen? Here the internodes will be decreased. When the internodes are decreased, the lateral branches will be grown very much, due to which what will happen? If the plant is there, the internodes are decreased and the lateral growth is very much, what will happen? It will be appear like very clumsy broom, right? So it is also called as witch's broom. So if your plant internode is decreased and lateral branches growth is high, it will be appearing in the form of witch's broom. It can also, this disease also called as witch's broom disease, because the plant will appear like a witch's broom. You can see in this picture, right? It's like a witch's broom. It is in the middle of the plant, but if it is at the last, it will be appearing like witch's broom. Okay, here yellow color and also chlorosis. You can see the yellowing of the leaf, which means chlorosis. What is mean by chlorosis? It is the yellowing of leaf, because the formation of chlorophyll does not takes place here. If the chlorophyll is not produced, what will happen? They will undergo necrotic, means chlorophyll is the major site for the, do you have any idea what is the role of the chlorophyll? It helps in the photosynthesis, right? If photosynthesis does not takes place, the food will not be produced for the plant, then gradually the plant will subjected to death, right? So the chlorosis means yellowing of the leaf. So the plant will does not produce the chlorophyll, which is useful for photosynthesis. So the tissue will become necrotic in nature. So plant growth becomes stunned and weak. So what are the factors responsible for this spread? Here the factors responsible is humidity. Mostly it will be spread through graft and also your cuttings. So while grafting you should be very careful, and you should be very careful while handling your plant. Got it? And infected plant will also act as source for another diseases. Okay, then what are the control measures? Same method, you have to uproot it, burn the infected plants, and you should be very careful and use the disease free plant for as a saplings, and also recommended insecticides like different insecticides can be used, and also maintain field sanitation and proper care, avoid using infected grafting material. Got it? You completed now dwarf. Dwarf means small, right? So when there is a internode shortening, the lateral buds will be grow and it will be shown like a dwarf plant, small plant. It cannot increase its height. Coming to your fourth disease called leaf spot disease. Got it? Here what is the pathogen causing here? It is called Cercospora moricola. Cercospora moricola. Here it will be occurring through airborne diseases, airborne fungal disease. You have to keep it in mind. What are air disease, what are viral disease, what are fungal disease. First disease is bacterial disease. Second, mosaic is viral disease. Next, third, dwarf is also viral disease. Coming to leaf spot disease, it is a fungal disease. Got it? What is the causative organism here? Cercospora moricola. So it is most common during rainy season, which is followed by winter season. Mostly when this disease is caused, the incubation time is 35 to 40 days. After 35 to 40 days, what will happen? Fungus means it will be having conidiophores, right? Conidiophores will be producing spores. These spores will be transmitted from one leaf to another leaf, even if the conidiophore die. Even one small spore which is in dormant stage can come into picture and also produce this leaf spot diseases. So mostly the incubation period is 35 to 40, but the severe condition will be shown only after 17 days. When this disease occur, 10 to 12% of your crop yield will be decreased. So you should be very careful. If it is 10 to 12%, your rearing also decreases, your silkworm health will be affected. So what are the symptoms and spread? First, it will be appearing like a brown small spot. After this small spot, if you didn't observe it, if you leave it without taking any care, what will happen? This small spot will increase in area and it will be forming a small holes. So first it will be brownish irregular spots appear on the leaf surface, elongate and it will join together. Characteristic short hole will be appeared. Then what are the factors responsible for spreading here? First is it will spread through rain droplets, and also due to the temperature. Mostly the temperature will be from 28 to 34 degrees, okay, and high humidity like 75 to 80% of increased infection. Got it? This is the symptoms and spread. Keep it in mind, what are the bacterial infection, what is viral infection, and what is fungal infection. And what is the control measure? The control measure is you have to avoid closer spacing. So it should be paired row system, and it should not be clumsy while you are planting. You should be very careful while you are planting your mulberry. Got it? And you can spray 0.2% Bevistine or Canbidiazum 50% solution on your leaf, and you can remove and destroy your affected leaves and maintain proper field sanitation, because field sanitation can kill your spores, but it is very hard to remove the fungus. You keep it in mind, because spores can become dominant and they can, under favorable condition, they can again come into the picture. So they are masking themselves during unfavorable condition, and during favorable condition like high humidity 75 to 80%, they can come into the picture. Got it? Now another disease called powdery mildew diseases. Here it is also caused by virus. The virus name is called Philantia corylliae. Philantia corylliae. Here also it is also caused due to airborne fungal infection. Got it? And it is very common during rainy season followed by winter season. So here also 5 to 10% of your crop will be lost. Then what are the symptoms? You can see here, you see the leaf here, white powder first coming to in the picture. White powder like patches will be appear on the lower surface of your plant. If you don't observe it properly, what will happen? It will be spread onto your upper layer of the leaf. In the picture, I have shown you the upper layer of the leaf. Here what is happening? White powdery patches appearing and yellowish lesions. You can see here, yellowish, white powdery, yellowish lesions you can see. What will become here? Leaves will become yellow and nutrition value will be decreased. Why nutrition value decreases? Because the chlorophyll is not there, yellowing of leaf will take place. If the leaf become yellow, photosynthesis does not take place and its nutrition value decreases, its glucose value decreases and plant may die, right? So what are the factors responsible for spreading of this? High humidity, temperature is 24 to 28, and also high humidity, high temperature is very important or very waste. Sometimes we can say it is very good for the plant but not for the growth of our plant. Bad for our disease, good for our health. Okay. Control measures. What are the control measures? Same thing, wider spacing in the plantation, follow paired row system, 0.2% Cartane or Bevistine. Why we use Bevistine? I have already said, while doing your plantation, while you are cutting your saplings and you want to transfer from one place to another, sometimes bacteria or virus, because when you cut a plant at the root system, it will store its food. So it is high nutritive in nature. When there is a high nutrition, bacteria, virus or fungus can come and attack there, right? So while before you plant your plant or before your sapling planted in the soil, you have to clean it with the Bevistine. Got it? It will reduce the disease spread, or sometimes it can just kill your bacteria or virus or fungus which is there in your graft. Next, now important mulberry diseases. Now you have read the 5 diseases, right? One is leaf blight, second is mosaic disease, third is dwarf disease, fourth is leaf spot, fifth is powdery mildew, right? What is the type of disease? Leaf blight is bacterial disease caused by Pseudomonas mori. What are the main symptoms here? Water soaked spots on the lower leaf surface and spots turn brown, leaf curls, dry and early fall. Veins, petioles and young leaf shoots may get infected. Okay, here what is the spread? Primary is soil, secondary is your irrigation and cultivational practices. Causes you 5 to 10% leaf loss. What is the control measure? Mostly you keep one thing in your mind, uproot and burn diseased plant. You can apply it in everything. You can just, if the leaf get infected, you can apply this method for everything, right? Uproot and burn diseased plant. So you got control measure for all 5 things. Now coming to mosaic disease, which is viral disease. Dwarf disease also viral disease. Here you can see dwarf disease, right? It is in the short form like your coriander leaf. Okay. Now in mosaic disease, it is caused by virus. What are the main symptoms? Yellow mosaic patches on the leaf, inward curling at margin and chlorotic lesion, leaf size reduced, poor nutritional value. And what is the spread? It will be spreading through grafting and insect vector. Incubation time is 7 to 25 days. Mostly common in rainy season. Why very common in rainy season? Because most of the moisture will be present in the rainy season. So, moist condition is the very favorable for growth of any bacteria, virus and also your fungal diseases. Got it? Here also same, uproot and burn infection, and you have to check before grafting. Third is dwarf disease, which is caused by viral mycoplasma like diseases. Causative organism is mycoplasma like organism, short internodes, lateral branches, which will be appearing as witch's broom. Here leaves will become yellow, chlorosis, stunned plant growth, spread through the grafting and leaf hopper insect. Remove and burn the infected plant, same, control insect vector. Next coming to leaf spot disease. Here you can see your leaf, right? It is also fungal disease caused by Cercospora moricola. As the name itself say, it has spores which helps in spreading or transmission of the spores. Circular or irregular brown spots on the leaves. Spots will be enlarged and emerge. Leaves will become yellow and dry. Yellow leaf will reduce it to, mostly leaf yield will be reduced to 10 to 30%. Here what is the disease cycle? It will be spreading by wind and rain through conidia. Conidia will contain spores, right? Once it will be bursted, all spores will be transmitted. So, spots will appear within 10 to 12 days. Very common in rainy season. So, when you observe everything, you can say that rainy season is the most favorable season for all the diseases causing. Next, here you have to spray the fungicides and collect the burnt disease leaves. Remove the weeds. Why you remove weeds? Because we said that weeds will become the host for the most of the organisms, right? I said that it will become host for pathogens. So, we have to remove the weeds. If you don't remove the weeds, what will happen? The spores will be present in your weeds in a favorable condition. They will come out and they will again germinate. Then coming to powdery mildew disease. It is also a fungal disease caused by Philantia corylliae. So, white powder patches on the lower leaf surface, old leaf surface covered later, then leaves will become dry, leathery and brown. Leaf yield will be reduced to 40%, where protein content will be reduced to 30%. It will be spread through windborne spores, common in rainy or post-rainy seasons and hilly area. You have to spray Dinocap solution, sulfur dusting and maintain wider spacing, regular weeding and proper pruning. Got it? So, what it's here? First, early identification of symptoms is very important. If you don't observe the symptoms first, it can lead to many problems. Okay, you have to practice it and healthy plantation should be maintained, and also it is very important to take care of your mulberry plant. If your mulberry plant is not taken care properly, what will happen? It leads to the increased transmission and your death of the mulberry plant. If the mulberry plant yield is not good, what will happen? The silkworms which is taking food or which is depending on your mulberry plant does not produce the good silk, and the economy will fall. Even if you want to do startup, I have already said how much you have to take the care. I said that how much you have to pay, right? So, this is the care, intense care you have to take about the mulberry. Before concluding this, students, you have to know what is the use of knowing these diseases. I have already said you, right? So, you have to also see whether when these trees got this disease or when these plants got this disease, first I said that prevention is better than cure, right? So, farmer must always inspect the mulberry plants, because I said that you have to take care of this plant like a small baby. So, they have to inspect it every day. If the inspection is not every day, what will happen? Even if the small spore come and attack, it will spread throughout our plant. So, what are the factors here? you are saying disease will play very major role in affecting your yield, but before this there is some factors which will affect it, right? First is climate. If the climate is high humidity, low temperatures, always moist, and stagnation of water takes place, what will happen? I said that most of the diseases will spread during rainy season followed by winter season. Means the raindrops which are falling into your land, which will be stored in your soil. If there is no proper drainage system, what will happen? They will be stored in your soil. Then due to this, your root system will get rot. The root is the major site for absorption of nutrients and also for absorption of water, right? If the root get rot, what will happen? The transport of water through xylem and phloem will stop. The nutrition value will decreases. So your plant will mostly die after few days or after few months, and your yield also decrease. So first, what is the major factor here? Climate is the major factor. Then soil is the major factor. If your soil does not have proper nutrients, what will happen? If sodium, your phosphorus, nitrogen is not present in your soil, what will happen? When the nitrogen is very less, you will be seeing patches and there will be no proper photosynthesis. All the elements are required, right? So if there is no proper water in the soil, what will happen? The plant will be dried up. So first is climate, second is soil, third is your manifestation. Like if you are doing your plantation without proper knowledge, and if you are using grafts which are virus, and you do not use the plant source as good yield, if you are taking the graft from poor yielding plant, what will happen? You will get the new plant which will yield the leaves very poor. So you should select the plant which has the proper growth and proper leaf production capacity. Next is your spacing and plantation. Before you doing planting, first you should be very careful in selecting, which means while you are grafting or shifting your saplings. I forgot this thing. While you are transferring your sapling, if it is exposed to the outer area, what will happen? Sometime virus or bacteria or any causative organism will affect it. So you should take care it, and you can keep it in some chemicals which can kill the viruses or bacteria or fungi before you are planting it. And before planting, now first you took care of the climate when you have to plant it. You took care of the soil which will play important role in transferring of your water and nutrition to the plant. Third is your grafting. Fourth is while you are planting, what you should see? You should provide proper spacing. I said that mostly paired row system. Why? If the spacing is not proper, what will happen? While plant is growing, when you get rain for once, the droplets will be stored in that small teeny spaces if there is no proper space. If the water is more, water stagnation will take place. If the water stagnation is more, what will happen? The insects, fungicides or some spores will come and takes place. It will use it as host, right? So if it is used as host, what will happen? During unfavorable condition, it will be very silent, but during favorable condition, it will grow and it will also lead to the formation of new diseases also. Till now we read about the 5 diseases, but if you don't take proper care, it can again give rise to more new diseases. So next, what it is condition? Then sunlight. You have to see the spacing should be more and the transferring of or allowing of your sunlight, water, air should be more. If the sunlight is not more, sometimes the rainy season is, I said that the mulberry growth is very good during rainy season and winter season, and also diseases spreading also very good in rainy season and winter season. But during summer you should plug your soil. So what will happen? If there are any tuber in insecticides or any weeds will be died. So plugging is very important during your summer. In summer you will be having much work for plugging your soil. If there is no plugging, what will happen? The soil will be losing water and it will become strong, due to which your nutrients or water which is there in the soil cannot be obtained, because root system, the roots are very small in structures, right? It should be, they are permeable, but if the water is not available for them, they cannot take it, right? If the soil is very strong, or if it is not more loamy, what will happen? They cannot take the water. So it is very important that you have to check all the factors here. First is your climate, second is your grafting or soil, second is soil, third is grafting, fourth is your, did you remember? Fourth is your, after grafting you have to check the spacing, and after spacing you have to check it or inspect every day, so there will be no problem. If the problem is in the starting stage, you can just kill everything or you can remove the weeds. Keep it in mind, weeds will play major role and acting as a host to kill the, or to give the host, to give the pathogens a home. Thank you.